Today, we are going to be unraveling a deep mystery and exposing a potential conspiracy that has been right under your nose this entire time. We're talking about vegetables. They are the root of our society, both figuratively and literally in some cases. But specifically, we're looking at asparagus. Asparagus is a unique vegetable in many ways. It's both highly nutritious and delicious. It is a special food that holds a special place in many people's lives.
Asparagus reminds me of spring, which is pretty much when it grows and when you pick. We used to have a farm across the street from my sister-in-law's resort. My mom and my sister and I would go over there and we'd pick our asparagus, and she would have a tendency to eat a little more than we picked. And so we told her to start whistling so that she could control herself.
I've always been a big fan of asparagus. I used to have a farm out behind the house when I was younger. Me and my dad used to go and pick some for dinner.
Asparagus is very important to the state of Michigan. Its farms produce up to 23 million pounds of it annually.
I've been growing asparagus for about a decade now. It's not much, but it's honest work. You know, it actually takes about 3 years for it to come into harvest, but once it gets in, it keeps on coming back. You know, we actually distribute around the country, so you might have had some that came from right here.
Asparagus is loved by people across the nation and across the world. In fact, there is even a Latin saying coined by Emperor Augustus Caesar, Velicius quam asparagi concantur, meaning faster than cooking asparagus. But even with something so healthy and beloved by many, there can be something dark lurking beneath the surface. Peeing. It's something everyone does every day, but as you may know, consuming asparagus can change the scent of your urine. But why does this happen? Is it normal? And more importantly, what do people think about it?
Yes, I get asparagus pea, and every time I get it, I have to stop and sit there for a few minutes trying to figure out where that horrid smell is coming from and why.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I have heard people talk about asparagus pea before, but I've never really experienced that, so how can it be real?
I actually really like asparagus pea. Not because of the way it smells, but it always surprises me and reminds me of how much I enjoyed the asparagus I had for dinner.
Man, I don't even like asparagus. What are you asking me for?
But how has the smell of pungent urine created such a divide? Is there a deeper story behind this overwhelming odor? It starts to bring into question, is asparagus pea even real? Or is it some kind of mental manifestation?
How can anyone say asparagus pea isn't real? I had Olive Garden last night and smelled it with my own 2 nostrils.
Okay, look. I've had asparagus at least once a week for as long as I can remember. This has to be a joke, right?
So you're calling me a liar? Of course asparagus pea is real. It has to be. If it isn't, my whole life is a lie.
I don't even like asparagus. Why on earth would I want to eat something that makes my pee smell bad?
Well, I tell you what, I've been eating this stuff for the last 10 years, and that smell is as real as the boots on my feet. If you ask me, anyone who thinks it ain't is one fry short of a Happy Meal.
What could be the cause for this drastic disparity? It seems as though some people don't believe in the pea-tainting powers of the vegetable. Could it be that asparagus pea is no more than an ideology? Or is there a vast cover-up inside the asparagus industry to hide the truth from the public? Will we ever get a real explanation for what is happening here?
Hi, my name is Dr. Stephen Turner. There's actually a very simple scientific explanation for why some people experience asparagus urine and others don't. The smell is caused by a breakdown of asparagosic acid into sulfur byproducts. This sulfur is what gives off the distinct smell. The reason some people can smell it while others can't is because of a medical condition called Asparagus Anosmia, which makes a person genetically unable to perceive the smell. In fact, around 60% of all people experience Asparagus Anosmia, making it a very common genetic modification.
Whether we ever get the real explanation or not, it is clear that there is more to this story than meets the eye. We may never know what really causes this phenomenon, but we as a society should remember that division is likely exactly what the people behind this conspiracy are after. Everyone, those who believe in asparagus pea and those who don't, must remain united by the one thing holding us together: our love for a food, a vegetable, unlike any other.